A little crisp this morning. You know, I like to say that. It was cold, actually. It was like downright 30 degrees kind of cold.
Yesterday morning's first frost.
Yeah, man, it was really cold. It's that time of the year, though. We're halfway through the season. Can you believe that? 6 games in. It's just, to me, it's going around like a blur. I don't know if you feel the same way, Coach, but just every week's just coming and going and coming and going. Let's get right down to business. The Thunderbirds found themselves in an old-fashioned Texas shootout. They're at Tarleton State. Tarleton State Texans hosted the Thunderbirds down in Stephenville. I think Tarleton at the time ranked 3rd in the nation. Is that correct, Coach?
They were.
Yeah, they were. They're either 3rd or 4th now. What an offensive! I called it a pillow fight, but what an offensive display there by both teams down in Stephenville. The final there was 52-42. We've had some slow starts in the past. This season been plagued a little bit by that, but man, we came out all guns blazing. What did you say to the guys to get them so riled up to come out and jump out early on them?
John, we came out ready to play on offense, and 7 possessions in the first half. We scored 6 out of the 7 possessions, so just really ready to go on offense.
Absolutely.
Struggled on defense and caught our footing late in the second quarter and had a couple of stops, but we were ready to play on offense. We weren't ready to play on defense, and that's the way the first half went.
Yeah, so as far as motivation, how to get those guys going, is there anything different? I mean, is this normal pregame speech? What did you guys as coaches do to get these guys to come out firing? Because it's not been that way the whole season.
Yeah, I was a little different pregame on Saturday than normal. Also a little different at halftime. The pregame, John, throw the speeches out the window. The nonsense doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know, did the guys work hard in practice during the week? Were they focused Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? You know, did you travel well? Did you eat and sleep?
Mm-hmm.
Are you hydrated? Those are the things that matter. Was I fiery pregame? Yeah, I was pretty fired up. I thought we had a chance to put one on them. As another coach said, just open the trunk up on them down in Texas. But I thought we had an opportunity to do that and wanted to take advantage of it. But what you say to them matters a lot less than what's between their ears and if they've got themselves ready to go.
And that day-to-day, week-to-week preparation that you were talking about, if you're practicing on Tuesday like a champion, you're going to play Saturday like a champion.
That's correct.
Yeah.
But you also got a Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Sure.
It can't just be Tuesday.
You bet. Bronson Barron, our quarterback, was out this week due to an injury. Let's talk a little bit about his backup.
Yeah, but Bronson was banged up and couldn't go, and may miss some more time with his boo-boo. And Will Burns stepped in, and we brought Will Burns in last Christmas just for this reason.
Yeah.
And he stepped in, and we didn't miss a beat on offense, and actually gained some things, and got a little better in the run game than we had been the past couple of weeks.
Sure. Speaking of run game stats, Will Burns went for 100 yards running, 121 yards and a touchdown.
That's correct.
7.8 yards per carry.
That's correct.
On the ground, and then through the air, he was pretty great too. I mean, 70% completion rate, 12 of 17 for 101 yards and another touchdown through the air.
There is, and let's make sure I'm giving this disclaimer before I start. Okay, Will Burns is the future around here and going to be really, really good. Going to be really good, and as good as us going into the Big Sky next year, he's going to be as good as there is in the Big Sky. Will had 10 completions at halftime, finished the game with 12 completions, completely unacceptable in the second half. And it's not just Will, it's up front, and it's the running backs and the wide receivers and tight ends, and it's everybody. Will had 105 yards rushing at halftime, finished with 102. So actually went backwards in the second half. It's something else you can't do as an offense. And part of it's Will finishing things, but part of it's our entire offense finishing the game. John, we rattled off on the number 3 team in the country. We rattled off 35 points in the first half, and we finished with 42 points. And we got to fake a punt to get those 7 points in the second half. Just didn't do what we were supposed to do from an execution standpoint and a focus and an intensity standpoint in the second half.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that, the psychology of kind of having nothing to lose. So you guys go into this game.
We don't have enough time to dive into the psychology of an adolescent male on this show.
Well, okay. Well, let's not dive deep then. Let's just skim the top.
Yeah, take the male out of it.
Yeah.
How long would it take us to decipher the psychology of an 18 to 25-year-old person in this country?
That'd be a whole nother show, wouldn't it?
It'd
a whole nother series of shows.
It'd be an entire other chapter of our life.
But the thing that I'm thinking about, and the reason I brought it up is you go into this game, massive underdogs, 20.5 point dogs. You guys really got nothing to lose. You can all let it hang out, and then all of a sudden you see yourself in a position of being in the lead at halftime. Do you think there was any difference between let's let it all hang out and let it go at the first of the game versus maybe tightening up a little bit when you guys had a little success?
Yeah, as a fan or maybe a play-by-play or a commentator, you would see that as nothing to lose. Throw caution to the wind.
Yeah.
That's not the way football programs see themselves, and it's not the way football programs that think they're pretty good. And John, we're the best 1-5 team that I've ever seen. We're probably the 25th best team in the country. We've just lost to the 15th and the 17th and the 3rd and the 9th.
You're right.
Best
4
team
back-to-back ranked opponents.
Yeah, and our present is we get our 5th ranked opponent next week. So after a bye week, and then after that it'll be the 6th ranked opponent. But that's what we came here for.
Amen.
It's what Parker signed to play.
That's it.
It's why I came here as a coach. We came to play the best in the country, and that's what we're getting to do. But on that, back on the game, offensively, week in and week out, we've been at least above average. And there's been 3 weekends this year where we've been good on offense.
Yeah.
So 3 out of the 6. What our offense did was just show up in the first half and be themselves. We didn't do that in the second half.
Got it. Speaking of the rushing game and everything going on that we had, we're going to highlight a couple other players on the offense, and we'll flip to the defensive side, talk about the second half a little bit. Another huge night for Josh Dye. I mean, running, I believe his net yardage was 190-ish, 189 yards, 4 touchdowns, averaging almost 10 yards a carry. The guy's a workhorse. How great is it to have a guy like Josh Dye running the rock for you guys?
Those will tell you that I love Josh, but those will tell you the changes in college football perspective. He carries the ball 18 times a game, and we're calling him a workhorse. Back in the 80s and 90s, you had to touch that thing 40 times.
No, you're right. And Targy Lamson's sitting there rolling his eyes at me right now.
Targy was a workhorse.
Yeah, that guy, he toted the rock 30, 40 times a game.
30 times a game, yeah. Josh.
He also looked at me one time and said, I think Coach is trying to kill me. He must not like me. He's trying to kill me. But hey, that's the game we had last year. Is we had to really rely on him to get us those yards. But Josh is doing a great job this year.
Josh again had a big first half. Didn't do much in the second half, and it's not just Josh and it's not Will Burns, just them. It's everybody on offense executing the same way they did to start the game. But they had we had their heads spinning at Tarleton, and they didn't know who to tackle because they didn't know whether Will had the ball or Josh had the ball, and we had them turning in circles for a little while there. And had some big stats in the first half, John.
I think they came out of that half, made a few adjustments. We talked about the performance of our young men, but you also have to tip your cap to a team like them, well coached. Coach Witten does a good job there at Tarleton. They made some halftime adjustments. What did you see coming out of the half that they were able to adjust to slow down the T-Bird offense?
They didn't make one change.
Not one change? Just started executing?
Not one change. There was the change.
There you go.
There was a change. You guys are going to play harder, and you're going to play with better leverage and better pad level. And they corrected their gap integrity.
There you go.
Where they actually played their gaps the way they were supposed to. And just frankly, they played better and they played harder.
Yeah. One last offensive note. Ed Riley was out, our starting center. He's kind of the keystone of that offensive line. Great leader, heck of a player, all-conference kind of guy. He was out, and Jeremy Perkins rolled into the center position. And tell us who took Jeremy's spot at the guard, where Jeremy vacated that, moved over to center.
Yeah, Jeremy goes to center, and then Jelani Leva comes in and plays some guard. And these last 2 weeks have been the most that Jelani's played since he's been here.
Getting his feet wet.
And Jelani's a good player, but we expect him to be even better going forward.
Sure. And so those guys, I felt like kind of missing their leader. I thought they really came out and smacked them in the mouth. I really thought the offensive line set the tone. We can talk about the second half later, but the reality is, you had some. Again, I mean, we talk about this week after week. You have some troubles. You got some adversity, and it seems like where you had your troubles and adversity, you guys played pretty good ball on the offensive front, both at quarterback and at O-line.
We were solid.
Yeah. Now, flipping over to the second half of this thing, a little different story, right? Look, we've had games this year where it just felt like, I don't know, it gets away from us almost defensively. Some guys, we've got a few bright spots there that are playing well, but big plays, big breakdowns in the secondary, maybe lack a little pressure on the quarterback, or at least not constant and consistent. How do you guys address those issues, and going forward, how are you going to try to make that a little more consistent on both the secondary and then that pressure?
Yeah, we've got a bye week this week, so we don't play anyone this Saturday. So it's allowed us a chance to make some coaching adjustments and some coaching assignment adjustments, maybe to light a spark and to be a little more sound in what we're doing. It also allows us to adjust some scheme stuff this week, and then next week going into the Abilene game. So, John, just a chance for the guys to take a breath. We have good players on defense.
We do.
Have they played well the first half of the season? Not yet. The answer is no to that. But we still have 6 games left, and we still like our guys and like our players. We're going to adjust some things schematically and see if that helps us going down the stretch. You mentioned it. We've got to get better pressure on the quarterback. We've got to play in the backfield more than we currently play in the backfield, and that's where this guy comes in at. But then we also have to be better in coverage, and then, John, we have to tackle better. We haven't tackled well the first 6 games, and that needs to improve.
Especially last night, it seemed like guys were in the decent spots, and they had hands on, and they just couldn't hang on to the ball carriers there. We talked a little bit about the defense having some struggles, but there have been some bright lights. Sebastian Adamski, another 12-tackle game, leading the T-Birds, just out there getting it. We kind of had not negative, but we've focused on the defensive breakdowns. But what have you seen from your defense that you can spotlight and grow from here?
Yeah, Sebastian's been a bright spot, and you brought him up. And,
yeah.
I don't know if he's leading the conference in tackles per game, but he's got to be close. John, he's been playing banged up, so he'll have a chance to kind of catch his breath and to get a little healthier this week. Mm-hmm. And he'll play even better going down the stretch. And Mason Stromstead, the 2 games that he's played in has been a positive, but he missed some games banged up.
Yeah.
And he's been a positive. This guy's taken a lot of snaps here. Parker's taken a bunch of snaps as a sophomore, and his future's bright. There's some young men on that defense that have bright futures. Mikey Allen, Sean Mays, those guys. And then the one that has played hard and played better than all of them the last couple of weeks is Tim Christensen.
Number 15.
Number 15.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, you follow us enough, you ought to at least know their names.
Well, I'm just an average, maybe below average
half of
guy.
The season, I'm going to need you to pick it up too.
Will do.
But Tim Christensen has run and been one of our more consistent DBs, pass game and run game, and we're excited about him going forward.
Well, we mentioned the guy to your left, Parker Andrus. He is our Visit Cedar City Brian Head Student Spotlight. Welcome, man.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, we're going to get to know you a little better here.
Sweet.
You ready for it?
Yeah.
All right, man. You are a homegrown product here in Southern Utah. Tell the Thunderbird Nation where's home and a little bit about your high school experience and your recruitment here to SUU.
Yeah, so I'm from St. George, Utah. I played at Crimson Cliffs High School down there in St. George, coached by Coach Wayne and Coach Andy. And, in high school, we actually came up here to this camp, and this is where I got my offer here from Coach Fitz.
Gotcha.
So it was probably one of my favorite experiences in high school, coming up here to this camp, and it was fun. It was a bonding experience with my brothers, and it was fun.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about your high school playing. You guys won a state title.
Yep.
Believe you were the MVP.
Yeah, I was.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Exciting times. Tell us a little bit about that band of brothers that you had. It was a special time in high school, and then and who was it at the? Well, let's go there, and then I'll add another question on top.
Yeah. So my junior year, we won the region. We ended up playing Desert Hills down there at Utah Tech, and we got beat in the championship. And then roll over to my senior year. A lot of those guys that I played with down there, we've been playing since second, third grade.
Just little guys.
Yeah, little guys. And so we had a bond together, and we just figured it out. And we won the region again. Then we went through and won state.
That's
so,
awesome.
Yeah, it's good culture down there.
Great culture, great coaching there with Coach Olafipo and those guys. I don't know. I think those are like lifelong experiences. Everyone looks back in those high school pivotal when you're 16, 17, 18 years old. You guys, when we're able to bond together and have something you guys are going to be able to cherish for the rest of your lives. You'll be talking about it, trust me, when you're our age. You're going to be in your 40s and 50s, and you're still going to be talking about those good times down at Crimson Cliffs. You're obviously a big lad, do well in the weight room. What's the importance of the weight room in your success here at SUU?
I feel like just being strong helps you. I mean, it keeps you out of injuries.
Yep.
Keeps you strong. I mean, you can push around guys better. I mean, I feel like it helps you in every way possible. It helps you look better.
Absolutely. Helps you look better. Let's go, ladies. Anyway, so really strength and conditioning, keeping yourself strong and fit. Tell me a little bit about your game. I mean, you're a true sophomore, right?
That's right.
You've got a lot of experience. I mean, you've played some last year. You've played a bunch this year. A young guy with a lot of experience. You've talked about the strength. Let's talk a bit about some things that you want to improve going forward. What takes you from the level now to maybe being talked about, getting in the backfield, and being talked about as an all-conference player? What do you think you need to do with your game to get to that next level?
I think I need to get off the ball faster. I need to have a more violent strike. I think I need to learn how to pass rush a lot better.
Okay.
I feel like those things.
Little technique
to
go with that strength.
Yeah. Yep. And I think if I can dial those things in, I think I can be an all-conference player.
I love it.
So
I love it. Well, we're looking forward to that improvement. We're looking forward to seeing you get more experience. Let's talk a little bit about your family, mom and dad, brothers, sisters. Tell us how that dynamic is.
Yeah. So mom's Kim, dad's Nate. Brothers. So I have four. I'm in the middle of five.
Okay.
So I got two older brothers, Bronson and Zach, and then I'm in the middle, and then I got a younger sister, and then the youngest is my younger brother Maverick.
Awesome.
So,
sister's name? We got
Sadie.
Okay, there you go.
Yep. So
that's awesome. And they seem pretty important to you. Is that kind of the base which gets you going?
Yeah, no doubt.
Awesome.
My family's my wife for sure.
Dad likes the youngest one the best.
You know, he does. That's his favorite. That's his favorite. He's a baller.
That's the same in my house too. My little sister, man, my mom loves her. Anyway, look, you've had a great football career, but I heard through the grapevine you're quite a baseball player back in the day. Little League World Series action.
Oh yeah,
tell us a little bit about that.
So actually, growing up, baseball was my number one love.
Okay.
I love baseball. I mean, that's kind of what I grew up in. My family, and that's all we did was baseball. And I had some super cool opportunities when I was 11 years old. I got to play on the 12-year-old All-Star team and have a chance to go down to San Bernardino and play on ESPN.
That's cool.
And yeah, we were in the Western region. It's different now. I think it's a mountain region now.
That's
but
right. Yeah.
Back in the day when I played it, we were playing Hawaii and Northern Cal, Southern Cal, all the top dogs. And then so we actually got beat in my 11-year-old year to Southern Cal in the championship, and then we went down there again when I was 12 and got beat. Went 2-0 and headed back home. So no, I've had some super cool experiences playing baseball.
There's a rumor that I heard. You'll have to tell me if it's true or not, but that you can hit a baseball 7 miles.
7 miles. Wow.
Is that
I
true?
wish.
No, this guy can send it though. Yeah, I remember in your recruiting actually someone telling me, he's like, hey, we got to get this guy signed because if not, he's going to be hitting baseballs 7 miles. So, man, welcome. Thank you so much. Tell us a little bit about your schooling. What's your focus academically here at Southern Utah?
So I'm majoring in construction management right now.
Excellent.
So I'm wanting to pursue that after college and
Sure.
I don't know, I think I want to be like a superintendent for a big company coming out and then kind of branch off and do my own thing.
Love to hear it. So you're a bodybuilder. You're a builder of men as a leader, and you're going to be a builder of this nation when you get done.
That's right.
I love to hear it, man. Thank you so much for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, Parker Andrus, our Visit Cedar City Brian Head Student Spotlight. That takes us to our next segment, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be the Pizza Hut Pizza My Mind question. This comes from Len Badiger. It's a good question. We've actually played, half of our schedule has been really like the Big Sky. We've played Idaho State and NAU, and we've got the UAC, obviously, is our conference. How does the UAC compare with the Big Sky?
I think I'm not exactly the best person to answer this question because I've never been head coach in the Big Sky.
True.
Now, and this is what I know of the Big Sky. James Madison used to beat a Big Sky opponent every year in the playoffs and or in the national title game.
That's back when James Madison was in FCS football, and they were really good.
And that's my alma mater. So we have played 2 or 3 Big Sky schools each year since we've been here. So I do have a little I'm playing dumb, but I got a little more knowledge than I'm letting on. And here is what I would tell you. I think the top of the Big Sky right now is better than the top of the UAC. Do I think Tarleton's the second or third best team in the country? No, not right now. I do not. I think Montana State, Cal Davis, Idaho, some of them are probably a little better on the same level or a little better than Tarleton.
Sure.
I think the bottom of the UAC is much better than the bottom of the Big Sky right now. We're going to find out. We still don't know what our schedule is next fall and really don't want to. All I want to know is how can we be successful against Abilene Christian. But from Lynn, that is a great question. I think the top of the Big Sky is better, but I think the bottom of the UAC is better.
Yeah, having been in the Big Sky and observing them and now in the UAC for a few years, I would agree with that. I think that the top of the Big Sky is the cream of the crop. I mean, you got Missouri Valley as well. North Dakota, South Dakota State are all really great football teams.
There's no better FCS football right now than the 4 Dakotas and the 2 Montanas.
That's it. Yeah, absolutely.
But there's also no one in the country pumping as much money into their football program outside of Tarleton
State. I'll tell you what. They got a little gold mine or something there at Tarleton. I was able to have the opportunity to talk to their president. We'll shout him out in a few minutes. But Dr. Hurley was talking to us about the construction and all the projects they got and the athletic budgets. And I was like, oh, I've never been more jealous. But it doesn't buy you a defense. We scored 42 points on them, so that's pretty nice. I'm gonna catch crap for that from Byron Anderson, I know. But the reality is, yeah, there's sometimes we feel like we're taking a butter knife to a gunfight as far as the budgets are concerned.
You see it different than I do, and I guess that's why we get along. So I'm always going to be old school. They got 11 guys on the field. We got 11 guys on the field. It doesn't matter. Tarleton might have 500,000 invested in those 11 guys, and we may only have 50,000 in our 11 guys. But it's adult football and it's grown men football, and we need to play better.
I like that perspective, Coach. It's man on man. Guy across you bleeds just like you do, right? I like that. All right. Well, we'll move on from talking about the disparity of budgets, but it's the same in the Big Sky. I mean, there's the haves and the have-nots when it comes to budgets and facilities, and that's how it's always going to be. That's part of life.
Yeah, it's no sense in sitting there. We play a team next weekend that spends a whole bunch of money on football. Also, another Texas team, but that's not going to change. We're going to turn around next year and come sit and be like, hey, we can't compete against Montana because they spend a lot of money, or we can't compete against Montana State because they're spending a lot of money. No, we got to go compete.
Yeah, and there's significance in just doing the best with what you got. Let's talk just briefly. We only have a few minutes left on the show, but let's talk about, we got a bye week, right? Tell Thunderbird Nation what happens on a bye week. I know it's not just rest, relaxation. I know it's not just going down to, down to St. George and getting some sunshine. What happens on Thunderbird football or with Thunderbird football on the bye week?
Yeah, we landed from our trip 2-3 in the morning. I forget which one it was, but it was in the wee hours of the morning.
It was.
And we had coaches that got up a couple hours later and went to church, and then left church, went to the rental car place, got a rental car, and headed out recruiting. So they went out recruiting on Sunday afternoon after church, spent all day yesterday recruiting. Some of them actually made a recruiting visit or two this morning and are headed back to campus so that they can be here for meetings and practice this afternoon. Practices, and it gives us a jump. We're getting a jump on Abilene Christian, and they're complicated. They're well coached and complicated, and their head coach was one of the best FBS defensive coordinators over the past 20 years, and they're great on defense and hard to figure out and complicated. And then the same thing on offense. The heralded Graham Herald. That didn't mean it that way. Yeah, Mike Leach is quarterback at Texas Tech, and a dude for 3 or 4 years in college football, and I think he had a cup of coffee or two in the NFL as a player and as a coach. But they're really good on offense, really good on defense. John, the question you ask is, what do we do this week?
Yeah.
We will shorten practice some, but we're just getting an extra 3 days. We're going today, tomorrow, Thursday. We're getting an extra 3 days of Abilene Christian and getting ready for Abilene Christian. And then we're going to give our guys a weekend off. Parker's going to get Friday, Saturday, Sunday after class, Parker. Not until class is over Friday. But after class, Parker's going to get Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with his parents and his 17 and a half brothers and sisters. Get some. Yeah, he's got to slide in there close to Dad and try to get Dad to like him more than the other ones.
Oh my gosh! So some time to be a kid and relax and be with some family, be with some loved ones, and just kind of reset the batteries a little bit, recharge the batteries.
All college football players get 1 weekend in the fall just to be a normal person, and this will be our players' opportunity to do that.
Great. Coach, do you have anything else to say to Thunderbird Nation here on the Thunderbird Coaches Show before we do shout-outs?
It seems like a loaded question. Do you want me to say something?
No, I'm just giving you the opportunity if you would like. It's actually an easy way to wrap the show up. Because if you say no, I'm good, then we're finished.
I believe you are what you are, and we're 1-5.
Yeah,
and then that's what we are. We're a 1-5 football team, but I mean it when I say it. We're the best 1-5 team I've ever seen. With the 4 one-score losses.
Yeah,
4 out of the 5 are one-score losses, and we've been in everything, and we've been winning at halftime. You talked a lot about the way we start. We were up 7. We're up 7 with 1 minute and 2 minutes on the clock against Northern Arizona and aren't able to hold on. We're tied with West Georgia with 6 seconds on the clock, and they went on the last play of the game. We were winning at halftime. We're winning halfway through the third quarter on Saturday night. For me, it's been more about the way we finished than the way we started, because we've had opportunities to win those games. John, I mean it when I say it. We're probably the 25th best team. We might be the 20th best team in the nation. We just haven't gotten over the hump against the teams that were ranked higher than us, that are a little better than us on paper, that are a little better than us. We haven't gotten over the hump against them, and we need to do a better job of that. This week's an opportunity for us to reset, and we'll get back after this thing next week.
Appreciate those thoughts, Coach. Let's go shout-outs throughout the show. You got any shout-outs, Mr. Andrus?
Yeah, I'll shout out my family.
For sure.
Mom, Dad, Brother Bronson, Zach, little sister Sadie, and my little bro Mav. And then also my D-line, my brothers, and Coach Hunt.
Love it. Coach?
You didn't give them all of St. George.
All of St. George.
All of St. G's. The city 45 minutes south, everybody. I want to shout out everybody that's here today and thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you. And just really, really appreciate y'all being here. That's a big one. I appreciate the guys that made the trip to Stevensville, Texas, everybody that was there Saturday night. We continue to have a lot of people show up to our football games.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. And thankful for that one. We get on a chartered flight to go somewhere, and the flight's packed because you got coaches and support staff and players, but then you always have like 25 open seats, and our donors and fans and all that fill those seats, and we're happy to have them and really glad that they were able to make the trip. Is it Thanksgiving? We doing the appreciate? They appreciate.
You can if your heart is full, Coach. Let them have it.
Yeah, is my heart full? Yeah, I got to spend a weekend with Layla. Layla went down there with us, and as the story goes, and I guess she gave it to the Plow boys.
Oh boy, she did.
She got permission from Dad to do anything she wanted to do.
To let them have it.
Yeah, that wouldn't get me arrested. And I think she took advantage of it. But I did get to. Hey, you got your 13-year-old on a trip with you, right?
Yeah.
And she's a little on the wild side, so I did peep one time in the first half, and she's sitting on the trainer's table, turned facing them.
Oh yeah.
Instead of watching the game,
Wow.
yeah, she's turned and facing their student section. But anyway, I probably need to be a better father.
No, she was having a blast, and I think they were too. I mean, honestly, how many times do you get to razz a 13-year-old that just gives it back to you straight to your face? It's pretty awesome. She was raised right. She's not going to be pushed around. That's a fact. Anything else, Coach?
No.
All right. A couple shout-outs on my end. Dr. Hurley, the president of Tarleton State, took some time to hang out with us and give us kind of a little insight to what they're doing over there, and that's always appreciated. Also, Byron Anderson, Kyle Masters, great assets to that university. They're radio play-by-play guys. Have a lot of fun with those guys. Just excellent guys, and again, kind of a tribute to their institution there. And then, like you said, we had Brian and Jennifer Wood. We had a bunch of support that is always coming. The family of the players always come and say hi, have a great conversation pregame. Honestly, Thunderbird Nation is strong. We're 1-5 on the wins and losses, but I think we're starting to grow something special here in Cedar City. And I'm really looking forward to the second half of the season. So, Thunderbird Nation.
I'm not letting you go quite that quick. I'm going to double down.
Okay, double down.
Got an opportunity to talk with the president of Tarleton and his wife after the game.
Yeah.
What a class act that gentleman is.
Yeah, awesome.
And intelligent. And it's one of those deals as a football coach, you're like, because he's saying really smart stuff. But it was really cool meeting him and his wife after the game. And I understand how they've done what they've done athletically and as a university with his leadership. But he's great. You brought up Byron Anderson. Byron's a good friend of mine. I got to meet Mrs. Anderson on Saturday night.
Oh, okay.
So
the better half.
That was a highlight. And anyway, Byron outkicked his coverage, but he already knows that before he watches this show. And then Kyle, got to see Kyle and hadn't seen him in a year, and that was really good. I do need to shout out Tyler Condiff and Carly Condiff. Tyler played for me at Southern Virginia, and Tyler was there. Tyler and Carly were there with their 3 kids, and it's just great to see him. And I understand it professionally and personally wouldn't be where I'm at today without him. Boy, was he a good player for us at Southern Virginia back east. And then when we went to Frostburg, he went with us as a GA and was a great young football coach. But I think he coaches just outside of Houston, Texas. High school coach, does a great job there. But it was good to see Tyler and Carly.
Fantastic. Well, Coach, for Parker Andrus, Coach Delane Fitzgerald, and I'm Jon Smith. We'll sign off. Go Thunderbirds.
Go T-Birds.
Go T-Birds.